So today we're going to be talking about petroleum, and my group is myself, Morgan, Chase, and Deniz. So what is petroleum? Petroleum is carbon that has been put under massive pressure and turned into liquid that can be burned as fuel. Another easy way to think of petroleum is as oil and natural gas. Petroleum was formed millions of years ago from the remains of organic matter in prehistoric plants and animals. Increasing pressure and temperature changed organic matter, sand, silt, and mud into rock. Thus, petroleum is found inside the rock. In order to find petroleum, you have to drill about 1.5 to 3 kilometers below Earth's surface. Examples of where petroleum could be found are in Alaska's North Slope, Saudi Arabia, and off the Gulf of Mexico. In this diagram, you can see that about 300 million years ago, the marine animals and prehistoric animals died and were buried under the sedimentary rock. Then 100 million years ago is when the sand and sediment formed and we started seeing the formation of petroleum within the rock. And then today is when we drill into this rock in order to extract the petroleum.
What's good, guys? I'm here to tell you how it is used. So petroleum in our modern day is used for gasoline, jet fuel, heating oil, plastic, detergents, soaps, and polyester, so on and so forth. And before you are able to create these things, it goes through a refining process, which you take out the hydrocarbons and you're separating these components to create this petroleum. And here's Morgan to tell you how it's extracted.
So in extraction, the first step is exploratory drilling. And this drilling is when we drill, like Annie said, of 1.5 to 3 kilometers below the Earth's surface. But this first initial drilling is usually it has a small diameter just because it's like a test, sort of. If there is any existing oil after we drill, then the drilling continues, and that goes into primary extraction. Primary extraction is the initial drilling and pumping of all available oil. So when you first drill, all of the pressure is released, and that's what causes the oil to rush to the surface, and then we can pump it. Once all of that oil is, or most of that oil is pumped, we move into secondary extraction, in which solvents, water, and steam are used to remove the rest of the available oil. So this is usually much more expensive, though, because it requires more labor and more resources. An example of this is in Prudhoe Bay, where seawater was piped in from the coast and flushed into the wells to remove the remaining oil in the rock. As you can see in this picture on the left, that's primary extraction of oil, where drilling simply occurred and just removed the oil from the rock. On the right is secondary extraction of oil, where seawater was injected underneath the rock and moved into the pores of the rocks to cause more pressure so that the oil moves to the top and then it can then be pumped.
So how much petroleum is left? Earth has a limited supply of petroleum, and scientists estimate that in the next couple of decades, petroleum will be completely depleted from the world. Several acts have been made to make sure that there will be another option in the future for fuel. However, humans will still face a problem when petroleum is completely depleted. According to King Hubbard, the world is approaching the event known as peak oil, which is the time when the maximum amount of petroleum extracted in the world has been reached, causing a massive decline in production afterwards. So as you can see in this graph, we've reached the peak of oil that we can extract, meaning there will be a massive decline in production afterwards.
And I'm back. I'm here to tell you how is a viable fuel source. Our current consumption rates we have is 44.6 years left of oil and 66.2 years left of natural gas. And that may not seem concerning to you, but it will be for your children and anybody you know in the future. It is a viable fuel source because it is always in demand and we are quickly running out, and there's just nothing else to use. And after that, all right, well, that's it, guys. Peace out.